In this video, I'll be running through exactly how to improve the profit per order at a store level by aggregating in accurate shipping cost data, doing suburb, state, and product analysis to identify profitability at an order level and overall improve the gross margin and profit contribution of your business. So let's dive straight into it. Number one, you'll need a ship it export or any other app that you use that consolidates all of your individual shipping costs at an order level. You can see I've just dumped the data in here straight out of an export. In column E, we have the actual order IDs. And then in column I, we have the actual shipping cost. That's really all you need, but you can pull in all the other data as well to aggregate it how you want and start to pull in individual insights. A lot of different pieces of analysis that you can do here. You can look at shipping correlation with length and width and dimensional weight. You can start to figure out if packaging is holding you back in terms of shipping costs, predominantly getting billed in actual dimensional rate rather than actual package weight. And then the second data export that you have to drop in is a export out of Shopify. So here we have date, order name, customer ID, customer type. Most of this stuff isn't relevant. All you really need is gross through to COGS. Then we put in shipping and fulfillment. So how we do shipping and fulfillment is we do an index match. So all we're doing is we're saying index column I in the shipping data and match it to the order ID here, and then output the shipping cost that the ship it export told us. And then what that's going to do is give us accurate shipping costs at an individual order level. Now, why is that important? Because then we can go all the way down to gross. And so we can take average order value, minus off our COGS, minus off our real shipping and fulfillment, and minus off our real transaction fees. And we can get down to an individual gross margin at a order level. Now, for context on how average order value is calculated, it's gross sales minus discounts, minus returns, plus shipping collected. You run your math in that way because the way that Shopify exports total sales or net sales, it isn't accurate. You need to be adding and minusing in that fashion. Now from here, you can also export out product data. I didn't do this manually, and so I had to do another export. I dumped the product data over here, and then similar to before, I did an index match with the product titles. So I looked for the order name, found the product title, and then associated it into the sheet. So from here, we now have profit per order, and we can start to pull insights out of this data set. And that's what I've done out here in the output data. So firstly, what I've done is I took all of the data, I created a basic pivot table. Now to do this, you just select your data and you go up here and you create a filter, and then you can start filtering the data as you want. And so you can go in and say gross margin has to be greater. And so you can go greater than $5, or in this case, I did actually less than $5. I then copied that and hard coded it into this sheet right here. And so let me just remove this filter. And so all of the orders that we have here are all of the orders that this business has that drove less than $5 in profit contribution. Now, for context, they have a $30 CAC. So all of these are incredibly negative orders. They aren't just negative, they're incredibly negative. Now, we could even go a step further and we could sort out any returning customers and just look at first-time customers because the CAC is associated with a first-time order. But for the sake of this video, we've just left it all in. Then what I've done is I've looked at percentage of shipping. Now, generally speaking, you want your percentage of shipping in proportion to average order value to be less than 15%. This is obviously incredibly high across these orders, which is an issue. So I looked at destination state and destination suburb. Is there a particular state or is there a particular suburb that's causing any issues? The answer, not really. This is a fairly normal distribution for this brand in terms of where these orders are shipping. So there's no outlier here. Sometimes you might see a strange state like Tasmania be a very large proportion and it's eating up a lot of shipping cost and ruining the gross margin. And so you'd be able to fix that. And then destination suburbs. Sometimes some really regional suburbs can throw up shipping costs and make the orders unprofitable. This is the case for a few of these. So a few of these we will cut out of paid advertising. We'll just cut it out of Google and Facebook campaigns, but not a huge amount of insights here. So instead, where there is insights is the products. So we went through, and for context here, you do an equals unique. And so over here, you'll be able to see the actual math. So I've gone equals unique in R. It'll go and output all of the unique values. So there'll be no duplicates. And then you can do a COUNTIF. And so you can go and just count every single repeat of that string in that particular column. I've also done that for counter products. I've had to blur this out, obviously, to protect the data here. But you can see that this product up the top had 74 counts, 24, 17, 14. So it seems these products are quite a large issue. So what you can then do is go back to the raw data, create a pivot table, and look at the profitability per order. You don't really need to use pivot tables, but it's just easy if you're doing this as a one-off. So now I've gone into the raw data, I've created the pivot table, I've created a filter here, and now I'm just sorting by that top product. That product that had 74 counts here, that is what I'm sorting by. And now what you'll be able to see is you can just drag down across all of this and look at the average. On average, these orders are driving $10 in profit. Now we know the cost to acquire a customer is $30, so each individual one of these orders is losing us about $20 an order. So right away, let's cut this product out of paid acquisition, or let's fix the unit economics of this product. What's going wrong? Why is shipping such a high percentage? Is it the packaging? Is it the dimensional weight? Is it the fact that the average order value is just so low on this particular product that we need to stop selling singles and we need to stop selling doubles? We need to sell only 5, 10, 15 packs. Is there a solution? Is there a fix? Or do we just need to cut it completely and focus on other SKUs? That's the analysis that you need to start going through with this individual product. And then you would do this with the next product. So you would look at the next one down the line, you would pull this in, run the same analysis. It isn't as simple as let's just cut all of these SKUs. It can be, you can just cut them. But in a lot of cases, you'll still need to turn over this inventory in some capacity. And so finding a fix, at least for the short term, to move the inventory faster is the better solution. And so just to recap, you can do a raw data export out of Shopify to pull all of your relevant data and get almost down to the gross margin level. The one thing you're missing to get to a true gross margin is shipping and fulfillment. And so to get that in there, it's as simple as taking an export out of Ship It or any other app, and then just using an index match formula to go and pull in the individual shipping ID that correlates with the order name. And then you can start drawing insights out of this raw data table. You can start looking at what products are primarily driving negative profit, what regions are driving negative profit. You can obviously go to any other data set that you have here. You can start looking at individual postcodes. You could look at volumetric weight. You could look at length, width. But really your biggest levers in this analysis piece is going to be the product. Normally it's an issue with the unit economics of the product. It's not priced high enough. People aren't buying enough. Or the shipping cost is really large as a percentage of the product price. And that's where you're starting to fall into issues.